And sadly, we don't have to look too far into Washington State to see people suffering from addiction. I feel fortunate I grew up when I did, because there wasn't as many people, at least around us, suffering that we couldn't help. So for me, this is a helpless bill, and we need to do everything we can to get the people off of the street. It's on the streets, it's in rehab centers, they're filled, and especially on the east side, and it's in our own families, it's in schools. So I definitely feel like this is a small step forward from what we have today, which is ignoring them twice before we take action. And I have the privilege of representing Yakima area, and we've literally seen people who are addicted with needles in their arms, and we've Narcaned the same people twice in one night on a ride-along. And there's nothing more heartbreaking than watching someone angry that you saved their life, or the officer saved their life, because we took the highway. So this is the beginning of a very long conversation, I hope. I think that there's many, many unanswered questions in the bill before us. What happens when there's no treatment available? You know, many times we find someone, and I work with law enforcement often, who will say, I can't find a bed. I have someone who says, today I want to get off heroin or meth, or I don't want to take fentanyl anymore. And we'll say, well, we'll find you something in a few weeks. And likely they don't make it the few weeks. So I feel like this is not the answer. But it's a better answer than ignoring them completely as they suffer in the winter, often on the sidewalk. Also, I think that, you know, we had concerns, the chair both and I did, discussing this bill over the weekend, that if somebody tests with an SUD that they didn't have a problem, right? They weren't addicted, then what happens, right? I mean, there's so many pieces in here that aren't done yet, and I really hope that we can get there before the end of session and not run it into interim, because in the meantime, people are dying. What if they leave treatment? What if they walk out and leave treatment? The bill doesn't address that in a way that I think gives us a solution for that person who's suffering. And how many times can you repeat this cycle? Well, the answer is to infinity. Right? We don't have an off-ramp. We don't have a way for them to get out of the cycle under this legislation, which is very alarming. And again, just like on vehicular pursuit, I think we can do better. So I'll be a yes today, but it's a yes with recommendation, which doesn't exist. But I think that I'm just really looking forward to the conversation, and I've learned so much through this process, and I've learned that it's our responsibility on this dais to fix it. So this bill is not the answer. I understand the no's. We didn't go far enough, and we didn't answer just even the questions that I just talked about. So thank you for bringing this forward and continuing the conversation, or promising to.